The Southside streets are trembling, and a storm is about to break. Breeze and Unique, two names that command fear and respect, are on a collision course, and no one knows who will come out on top. Every corner, every alley, every deal could ignite a war that will change the neighborhood forever. Secrets will be revealed, loyalties will be tested, and power will shift in ways no one expects. This isn't just another season, this is the battle for control, and the Southside will never be the same. The streets of the Southside have always been a place where survival is earned, not given. But now tension is thicker than ever. Shops close earlier, cars drive slower, and the eyes on every block are sharper, watching, waiting for the first spark. Season 5 of Raising Kanan promises to show a Southside that is no longer just buzzing with whispers and small conflicts. It is bracing for an all-out war. Breeze, known for his calm yet ruthless approach, has been steadily gaining power, building alliances, and planning moves with precision. Every nod, every handshake, every glance could be a calculated step toward dominance. His reputation is growing, and while some fear him, others see him as a symbol of order in a neighborhood where chaos often rules. On the other side, Unique rises like a wildfire, unpredictable, relentless, and hungry for control. He isn't interested in simply maintaining territory. He wants to rewrite the rules, take over, and show everyone that power in the Southside is earned by audacity and fearlessness. The streets themselves tell stories of the past, of rivalries and alliances that shaped the Southside, but now the whispers have changed into shouts. People speak of the tension between Breeze and Unique in hushed tones, wary of being overheard. Old alliances are being questioned, and new loyalties are forming in the shadows. Every block, every building, every street corner feels alive with anticipation, as if the Southside itself is holding its breath, knowing that something big is about to explode this season. The focus isn't just on personal survival, it's on dominance. The Southside has its eyes on two figures, each representing a different style of leadership. Breeze is calculated, disciplined, a strategist who makes his moves like chess pieces. Unique is raw energy, daring and chaotic, ready to take risks that could either crown him king or destroy him. Even the people caught in the middle sense the storm coming. Shopkeepers watch from their windows, kids skate past corners with nervous glances, and gang members quietly adjust their positions, weighing who to support and who to fear. The tension is visible in every handshake, every conversation that suddenly goes silent when a car passes. Social dynamics that were once simple are now layered with strategy, betrayal, and caution. No one dares make a wrong move because this isn't just a battle for respect, it's a battle for survival, identity, and control over the Southside streets that have shaped generations. Breeze and Unique aren't just fighting each other, they are battling for the very soul of the neighborhood, and every small act of defiance or loyalty matters more than ever. This first glimpse into Season 5 also highlights how the Southside has changed. The neighborhoods are not just backdrops, they are active participants in the conflict. Dark alleys, neon-lit street corners, and abandoned buildings are no longer silent. They are stages for strategy, confrontations, and power plays. Breeze's calm yet intimidating presence contrasts sharply with Unique's unpredictable and volatile energy. Every scene hints at tension building like a pressure cooker ready to explode. Characters from previous seasons make appearances, hinting at old grudges, unfinished business, and the complexity of survival in a world where every decision could be fatal. The season promises not just action, but deep emotional layers, loyalties tested, betrayals revealed, and the kind of strategic moves that will leave viewers analyzing each moment for hidden meaning. The Southside isn't just preparing for a fight, it's shaping up to witness a war unlike any other. Breeze and Unique represent more than personal ambition. They are symbols of control versus chaos, strategy versus instinct, patience versus audacity, as the streets brace for conflict. Viewers are given a first-hand look at how power is maintained, challenged, and contested. Season 5 doesn't just offer a story, it offers a journey into the very heart of the Southside, showing how every corner, every conversation, and every choice can ignite a conflict that spreads like wildfire. From tense standoffs to quiet moments of strategy, the first look at the season sets the tone. The war isn't just coming, it's already begun, and no one is safe from its impact. Breeze has always been the kind of figure who doesn't need to shout to be heard. His presence alone commands respect, and his movements are precise, almost surgical. Unlike others who rely on fear or aggression, Breeze builds his power quietly, letting his reputation do the work for him. Season 5 reveals a version of Breeze who has grown sharper, more calculated, and even more patient. Every decision he makes is part of a larger strategy, a plan to solidify his hold over the Southside. He watches the streets like a chessboard, predicting moves, anticipating threats, and positioning himself in ways that keep him always one step ahead. While others might rush into confrontation, Breeze waits, studies, and strikes at the perfect moment, making every action he takes feel inevitable and unstoppable. This season, we see Breeze navigating not only rival gangs, but also the shifting loyalties of those around him. Friends and allies who once seemed unwavering now weigh the risks of standing beside him. And Breeze must constantly assess who can be trusted and who may falter under pressure. He's a strategist, yes, but he's also deeply aware of the human element of fear, ambition, and desire for survival that drives everyone in the Southside. Breeze uses this understanding to his advantage, turning potential threats into allies, or neutralizing them without unnecessary confrontation. His intelligence is subtle, but its impact is immediate, influencing the flow of power in ways that are almost invisible to outsiders but devastating to anyone who underestimates him. Despite his calm exterior, Breeze carries a quiet intensity that can explode if provoked. Season 5 hints at moments where this intensity becomes necessary, showing him stepping into the front lines when patience is no longer enough. The streets of the Southside have tested him, and he has learned that sometimes control requires visibility. A reminder to everyone that even the calmest storm can be deadly. Breeze's rise isn't just about brute force, it's about respect, influence, and the careful manipulation of events to ensure that every move strengthens his position. Every negotiation, every territorial decision, and every calculated confrontation reinforces the idea that Breeze isn't just surviving the Southside, he is shaping it. In addition, Breeze's relationships provide insight into his leadership style. He inspires loyalty not through fear alone, but through a sense of stability and foresight. Allies know that with him, there is direction, clarity, and a plan. And in the chaotic environment of the Southside, that certainty is rare and invaluable. Yet, Breeze is also aware that trust is fragile. Betrayal is always a shadow lurking nearby. This duality, balancing patience with calculated aggression, loyalty with suspicion, defines his approach this season. Breeze is not a character who acts impulsively. Every move is deliberate, every interaction weighted with potential consequences, and every alliance carefully measured. It's this blend of intelligence, patience, and quiet ferocity that sets him apart from his rivals and makes him a formidable force in the Southside War. Season 5 also emphasizes how Breeze interacts with the territory itself. He doesn't just command people, he understands the streets, the alleys, and the structures as part of the power equation. Locations aren't neutral spaces, they're strategic points that can be defended, leveraged, or threatened. Breeze uses his environment like an extension of himself, moving through the Southside with an awareness that transforms every corner into a potential advantage. This tactical mindset, combined with his calm demeanor and ability to read people, makes Breeze more than just a gang leader. He becomes a symbol of calculated dominance. The tension between his patience and his capacity for decisive action builds a sense of anticipation, leaving viewers wondering when and where he will make his next move. Every moment Breeze appears, even in silence, carries weight, and the streets, themselves seem to respond to his presence. By the time Breeze fully engages with Unique, the Southside will already be feeling the ripples of his influence. His style of leadership, quiet, strategic, unyielding, sets the tone for a conflict that is as psychological as it is physical. Breeze doesn't just fight for territory. He fights for control over perception, reputation, and the balance of power. Season 5 is poised to show not only his skill in confrontation, but also his mastery in maneuvering people and situations to secure victory. Breeze is the calm in the storm, the mind behind the moves, and the force that will test Unique in ways that are both expected and surprising. By the end of this section, it's clear Breeze isn't just a contender in the Southside war, he is a storm waiting to break. And when he strikes, it will be decisive. Unique is the kind of presence that cannot be ignored, and like Breeze, who moves with calculated patience, Unique thrives on energy, chaos, and instinct. He doesn't wait for opportunities to present themselves, he creates them, often in ways that leave everyone around him off balance. Season 5 introduces a Unique who is bolder, more ambitious, and hungrier than ever. His rise in the Southside isn't just about territory. It's about proving himself, showing that he cannot be contained, and challenging anyone who believes they can control him. His unpredictability is his weapon. You never quite know what he will do next. And that uncertainty makes him dangerous not just to his enemies, but to allies and rivals alike. People respect him, fear him, and sometimes envy him, because Unique operates on instinct, and instinct rarely fails him. In this season, Unique's approach to power contrasts sharply with Breeze's strategy. While Breeze builds slowly, secures loyalty, and moves with patience, Unique is bold and aggressive. He doesn't wait for the perfect moment, he seizes it, even if it means risk. This willingness to act, to take chances, is what makes Unique a formidable opponent. Every confrontation he enters carries a sense of urgency, and every interaction is charged with unpredictability. He doesn't just want respect, he wants to dominate, to make his mark in the Southside, and to rewrite the rules of power. Season 5 shows that Unique understands that control is earned through action, influence, and fear, and he leverages all three with intensity. His rise is not just physical, it's psychological, creating doubt in the minds of rivals and making them question their own strategies. Unique's relationships this season reveal another side of his power. He inspires loyalty through charisma and fearlessness, drawing people to him who are drawn to the excitement of unpredictability. Allies know that following Unique means risk, but it also means opportunity to gain power, to move fast, to make bold moves that could shift the balance of the Southside. Yet, his leadership is volatile. Trust is always fragile around Unique, because his energy is wild and his decisions can change in a heartbeat. That volatility is part of what makes him captivating. Viewers are drawn to the tension, knowing that every moment with Unique could result in victory or disaster. It's a delicate balance that he navigates with audacity, showing both charm and menace in equal measure. Season 5 also highlights how Unique interacts with the Southside itself. He sees the streets not just as territory, but as a living, breathing stage where every alley, every corner, and every building can be used to his advantage. His energy transforms spaces into battlegrounds, and he uses the environment to amplify his unpredictability. Unlike Breeze, who blends strategy with subtlety, Unique makes the streets react to him, forcing others to adapt, retreat, or challenge him head-on. His style of control is dynamic, immediate, and inescapable. The tension rises because no one can anticipate exactly how he will act, and that tension permeates the Southside, keeping everyone on edge. Unique's ambition also drives the narrative of Season 5. He isn't just seeking territory, he wants recognition, influence, and the kind of dominance that shakes the neighborhood to its core. Every move he makes is meant to destabilize his rivals, challenge established hierarchies, and assert his presence in ways that are impossible to ignore. Breeze may be patient and calculated, but Unique thrives on disruption, using his boldness to force others into reaction. This contrast between calculated strategy and raw unpredictability sets the stage for the central conflict of the season. Unique's rise is marked by moments of daring, clashes of ideology, and an unrelenting drive that makes him the perfect counterpart to Breeze. By the time Breeze and Unique come face to face, the Southside will already feel the tension of Unique's energy. His presence is like a spark in a powder keg, the kind that ignites instantly, spreading fear and excitement in equal measure. Unique doesn't just fight for power, he fights to leave a mark. To prove that boldness can rival strategy, and that instinct can challenge patience, Season 5 promises to explore the full spectrum of his character, from his daring actions to the psychological pressure he exerts on everyone around him. Unique is a force of nature, a wild storm in the Southside. And when he collides with Breeze, the neighborhood will be forever changed. The Southside streets are no longer just a backdrop. They have become the battlefield where two very different visions of power are about to collide. Breeze and Unique, with their contrasting styles and ambitions, have set the stage for a war that could reshape the neighborhood forever. Every alleyway, abandoned lot, and corner store carries the weight of this impending conflict, and the people who call the Southside home can feel the tension in the air. The sound of engines, footsteps, and whispered conversations becomes charged with meaning, as everyone tries to figure out where they stand. Season 5 is building not just a story of rivalry, but a living, breathing environment where territory, loyalty, and reputation all become weapons in the fight for dominance. Breeze has fortified his influence through strategy, carefully choosing who he aligns with, knowing that a single betrayal could undo months of planning. His control over key areas of the Southside is like a chessboard, with allies positioned like pieces ready to react to any move. Each decision is precise, and each moment of patience is a preparation for the inevitable confrontation with Unique. Breeze doesn't just want to survive this war, he wants to win it decisively, proving that intelligence, foresight, and calculated moves can outmatch raw energy. Meanwhile, Unique is challenging this structure by turning every street into a stage for chaos. He doesn't wait for the perfect moment. He creates opportunities through bold actions and unpredictability, forcing Breeze and everyone else to adapt. Unique's rise destabilizes the neighborhood, creating uncertainty and fear among those who have grown accustomed to order under Breeze's calculated rule. The Southside itself is reacting to this tension. Shopkeepers close earlier, neighbors keep to the shadows, and young people skate past corners with nervous glances. Every encounter, even casual conversations, is now loaded with the potential for conflict. Old rivalries resurface as the Breeze versus Unique war intensifies, and alliances that once seemed unbreakable begin to fracture. Some residents quietly pledge loyalty to one side, while others hedge their bets, knowing that survival may mean switching allegiances. The streets have never felt this alive. Every glance, every movement is charged with meaning, and the stakes have never been higher. The environment becomes a silent narrator of the war, showing viewers how a neighborhood can feel the weight of power struggles even before a fight breaks out. Season 5 expands on the tactical side of the conflict, showing how territory, resources, and influence are central to this war. Breeze controls key intersections and gathering points, creating a network that gives him information and advantage. Unique, on the other hand, disrupts that network with unpredictable strikes, audacious moves, and challenges that force Breeze to respond. The tension isn't just physical, it's psychological. Both leaders are aware that the perception of power is as important as the actual control of territory. Every move, every decision, every confrontation is a message to the other side and to the Southside itself. The balance of power is fragile, and the first misstep could tip the scales and ignite open conflict. Adding to this complexity are the supporting characters, whose choices influence the war in ways both expected and surprising. Loyal friends, hesitant allies, and opportunistic outsiders all play roles in shaping the battlefield. Season 5 highlights how even minor actions, passing information, forming secret alliances, or showing loyalty in public can have major consequences. The war is not just about fighting. It's about strategy, perception, and influence. Breeze and Unique are at the center, but the Southside is the stage, and every inhabitant becomes a player in this high-stakes game. As tensions rise, the first sparks of open conflict begin to appear. Small standoffs, territorial disputes, and confrontations hint at the battles to come, giving viewers a sense of the volatility that defines Season 5. The streets are charged, and even those who try to stay neutral feel the pressure of choosing sides. Every encounter, every action, and every decision is magnified under the watchful eyes of Breeze and Unique. The Southside isn't just waiting for the war, it is already in it, simmering with anticipation and fear. The season promises to explore how a neighborhood reacts when the battle for power becomes unavoidable, showing that in this environment, no one can remain untouched by the conflict. By the time Breeze and Unique fully engage, the Southside will have already felt the ripples of their moves. The alliances, the territorial control, and the tension built over months will come to a head in ways that are unpredictable, explosive, and dramatic. Season 5 sets up a war that is not only physical but psychological, a conflict where strategy, instinct, and influence collide at every turn. Every corner of the Southside becomes a potential battlefield, and every resident becomes a witness or participant in a war that promises to redefine power, loyalty, and survival.